This is The Download from Sounds Profitable, your daily source for the essential news of the business of podcasting, brought to you by Spreaker from iHeart. I'm Gavin Gaddis. Here's what you need to know for today, Monday, June 17th. First up, ad revenue forecasts predict clear skies. Things are looking cautiously optimistic for the advertising world in the back half of 2024. Group M's 2024 global mid-year forecast predicts worldwide ad revenue will increase 7.8% in 2024, reaching $989.8 billion USD. Narrowing down to the US level, every category of media is predicted to grow save for newspapers, magazines, and traditional TV. Magna anticipates Australia's total ad revenue will increase 7.3% this year, a noticeable upgrade from their December prediction. AU revenue would only increase 3.8%. Next up, podcast listenership growth worldwide. The 2024 Reuters Institute Digital News Report finds 44% of respondents in Spain and the US reported listening to a podcast in the past month, the highest reach for podcasting in the 20 countries surveyed. Ireland and Sweden trail close behind at 31% and Germany at 30%. Meanwhile, the University of Canberra Digital News Report Australia 2024 finds 40% of all Australians listen to podcasts. Next up, accessible and a pleasure to read, how Apple's podcast transcriptions came to be. Accessibility captions have been commonly provided, if not industry standard, for television, movies, and music for quite some time. Podcasting's first step towards that level of accessibility, outside the years-long efforts of individual podcasts to provide handwritten transcripts, is Apple's recent launch of automatic transcripts on every podcast on the platform. While others have dabbled in generative AI-based vocal transcriptions and translations in pilot programs, the Apple Podcast Initiative is notable both for its scale and accuracy. Next up, Spotify debuts an in-house agency to help brands capitalize on its audience. Spotify is preparing to launch an in-house creative agency called Creative Lab. The streaming platform is looking to expand its facilities for collaboration with brands and agencies, providing new tools for audio campaigns within the app. Spotify is also testing generative AI for a voiceover tool called Quick Audio within the Spotify Ads Manager. Spotify aims for this tool to enable brands to generate scripts and voiceover for future campaigns. And finally, Pandora integrates with UID2 to raise the volume on programmatic audio. The new integration makes Pandora the first digital audio platform to implement the UID2 alternative ID. It's also Pandora's first partnership with a third-party ID. With the integration, AdsWiz has more accessibility, including matching email addresses of logged-in users to UID2 tokens that can be passed to the Trade Desk and other ad platforms that use UID2. The move is in part motivated by brands regularly asking for alternative ID integrations and addressable audio audiences. As for the rest of the news, Podcast Production secures pre-seed investment to expand Egypt's podcasting scene. iHeartMedia and Deep Blue Sports Plus Entertainment have debuted the initial slate of women's sports audio network podcasts at Cannes Lion. Transmitter shows how to optimize and customize show notes for different podcast player apps, and Ad Exchanger interviews Mundo Hispano Digital CEO to discuss what advertisers miss when trying to reach Hispanic audiences. Be sure to check out the links to every article mentioned right in your podcast listening app or at soundsprofitable.com, where you can also subscribe to the newsletter version. The Download is written and produced by myself, Newton Shadowcotty, and Brian Barletta. This episode is hosted on Spreaker. For Sounds Profitable, I'm Gavin Gaddis. Download us again tomorrow.